I spent 11 years in the behavioral sciences unit. I've seen crime scenes that would make hardened agents vomit. Cults, murders, stuff that never made the papers. But the cases I handled during a special assignment near Groom Lake, better known as Area 51, were different. They weren't just strange, they were wrong. 3 cases still haunt me, and they were all within 50 miles of each other. You can believe me or not, but these files exist, and if someone else ends up on that stretch of land, I hope they remember the rules we learned the hard way. I got the call in early July 1998, a string of vanishings just off State Route 375, the so-called extraterrestrial highway. 4 disappearances in 6 weeks, all in the same 40-mile stretch. Locals had a name for it, the Devil's Mile. I thought it was just another urban legend, desert paranoia, maybe a serial drifter, picking off loners. But when I arrived and saw the 5th vehicle for myself, my stomach turned. It was a rust-red Jeep Cherokee. Belonged to a couple from Vegas. Young, adventurous. The kind that wanted off-grid photos for their friends. GPS showed they pulled over for just under 3 minutes. Then everything stopped. We found the Jeep by the roadside, still running, doors wide open. Her purse was inside, untouched. Both phones are still charging. The engine block was warm. The air outside was 108 degrees. But when I stepped into the vehicle, it was freezing. I could see my breath. And that's when I knew. This wasn't just a missing persons case. The lab boys couldn't explain the cold. They ran every test. The engine was fine. No coolant leaks. No mechanical failure. Nothing. The Jeep's black box just cut out right around 2:11 a.m. The last GPS ping was right there. Mile marker 47. A flat, empty stretch of desert. No gas stations. No turnoffs. Just dust and rocks. That's when we found the voicemail. The girl, Natalie, had been recording something on her phone. Not a call, just an audio note. Probably for social media. It was 22 seconds long. The first half was typical. Wind noise, some laughter, and then silence, followed by a low hum. Then a voice, not hers, not his, just 3 words, distorted like it came through an old ham radio. You see me. The recording ends with a strange metallic screech, like microphone feedback, but deeper. Wrong. I've played that clip over 100 times. Never sounds the same twice. Some agents refuse to listen to it now. Said it gave them migraines. One guy said he saw someone standing outside his motel window the night after listening. We searched for days. No tracks, no bodies, no signs they ever left the Jeep. Except for one thing. About 200 feet from the road, buried halfway in the sand, we found a single bare footprint. Long, narrow, almost human. But the toes were wrong. Too long, too evenly spaced. Like something pretending to be human, and getting the details just slightly off. About a week after we found the footprint, a Nevada state trooper named Sam Delano went missing. He wasn't a rookie. 15 years on the job. Knew the desert better than anyone I met out there. He was doing a routine patrol run at 3:17 a.m., driving that same stretch, the Devil's Mile. His last radio call was calm. The highway's clear, the sky's bright, just me and the road. After that, silence. We found his cruiser pulled to the side at mile marker 48. Lights are still flashing. The driver's door is wide open, engine running, shotgun locked in place. No damage to the car. His body cam was still recording. The footage was unsettling. At 3:21 a.m., Sam slows down. He says something under his breath, hard to hear, but it sounds like, "What the hell is that?" Then he pulls over. The camera shows him step out, turn toward the desert, and pause. You hear the wind. Then a sudden drop in ambient noise, like the audio itself gets muffled. Sam mutters, "No way someone's out here." Then he turns, looks over his shoulder toward the back seat, and says, "Wait, how'd you get in?" The footage cuts. No glitch, no static, just stops. We searched that cruiser top to bottom. No signs anyone had ever been inside except Sam. But something strange was written into the dust on the rear window from the inside. "Don't look back," finger written. But the print marks were unusually long. We never found Sam. No footprints, no radio signals, nothing. The official report says, unsolved disappearance. But I remember what one of the forensic techs said when he reviewed the footage. That's not how video stops. It's like something reached in and turned it off. After Delano vanished, the case went into high alert. We started getting calls from fringe types, desert dwellers, conspiracy buffs, old radio operators, claiming they knew the truth. 99% of it was noise. But one name kept coming up. Marta Nunez. She disappeared along the Devil's Mile back in '94. Her case was cold for years, until she suddenly resurfaced in a Reno hospital 6 months ago, dehydrated, barefoot, and unable to speak above a whisper. I got clearance to interview her. She wouldn't meet my eyes. She sat in a chair near the corner of the room, hands clenched tight, like she expected something to pull her away if she moved too much. I asked her where she'd been. She just whispered, "There's no time. It watches through mirrors." Her eyes darted to the observation glass behind me. I turned. Just a regular mirror. But she refused to look at it. She whispered again. "It walks behind headlights. That's how it follows. It lives in reflections, and when you see it, it's already too late." I asked her what happened the night she disappeared. Her answer made my skin crawl. It stood in the road, pale, no eyes, but I saw it in my rearview mirror first, not ahead. That's how it starts. It's always behind you. She shivered. When I looked back, it was inside. We ran a psych eval. Clean. No signs of hallucinations, drugs, nothing. Just trauma. Deep, old trauma. Before I left, I asked her one final question. Why did it let you go? Her answer chilled me more than anything I'd heard on that assignment. It doesn't want everyone, just enough to be remembered. A week after my interview with Marta, we got a call from a state patrolman near Rachel, Nevada, a remote town not far from Groom Lake. He reported strange interference on the radio, high-frequency static, sudden drops in signal, and what he described as human voices speaking over dead air. They thought it was equipment failure until he played us the recording. Through the fuzz, buried under layers of white noise, you could clearly hear one thing. "Help me. It's cold. Tell my mom." The voice matched audio samples from Jake Delano, the missing forest ranger. We triangulated the signal to an old, unmanned relay station just off Highway 375, known locally as the Extraterrestrial Highway. I arrived just before sundown. The place was long abandoned, fenced off, full of dust and rusted equipment. But the broadcast tower was active, lights blinking, a faint hum in the air, almost like breathing. Inside, it was freezing. Same abnormal cold we found in the Jeep. I checked the transmitter logs. The system had manually broadcasted messages at 3:17 a.m. every night for the past 6 nights. Same length, same timestamp, same signal. But the building didn't have power. I asked the engineers to pull the hard drives and scrub the data. That night, back at the motel, I got a knock at my door. No one was there. But outside, in the parking lot, on my rental car's side mirror, were 5 long, pale fingerprints, as if something had leaned in and watched me sleep. I didn't sleep the night after Jake vanished. The morning sun rose dull and bone dry, casting long shadows across the highway like something was still watching. We brought in more teams, state troopers, local deputies, even a ranger crew with dogs. I was sure they'd find something. Blood, a trail, a piece of clothing. But there was nothing. The sand around the trailer was smooth, undisturbed, like no one had ever walked there at all. Jake's boots were missing, but his phone, wallet, even his badge were still by his bunk. His water bottle? Still half full on the counter. His notebook, open on the last page, held down by a pen. No sign of struggle, no forced entry, no prints. Just gone. We scanned the drone footage again, carefully this time. I watched myself walk out, alone. I watched myself run back in, still alone. There was only ever one heat signature. Jake's never registered. At first, I thought it was a glitch, but then the audio team flagged something strange. Ambient mic recording from my vest. Right after I turned around that night, there was a faint whisper, barely audible under the wind. They enhanced it. 3 words. A voice not like mine, not like Jake's. It said, "He looked back." I don't know what that means, and I don't want to. But after that night, I stopped thinking this was some serial killer case. This wasn't about murder. Whatever walks that stretch of highway, it chooses people. It waits. And when the moment's right, it takes them. Jake was never found. The official report listed him as missing in the line of duty. But I never heard the real story, because no one would believe it. And honestly, I'm not sure I believe it myself, but I still hear it sometimes when I drive alone at night, a whisper under the static. He looked back. This case wasn't even supposed to land on my desk. I was just there to help move a few dangerous patients from a psych hospital that was shutting down. Nothing more, nothing weird. At least, that's what I thought. I got sent to Wendover State Psychiatric, way out near the Utah border. An old, cold place that looked more like a prison than a hospital. The job was simple. Check the files, make sure the dangerous ones were ready for transfer, and sign off. I wasn't there to investigate, but then I found Cell 7. The file was wrong. No name, no age, just a note scribbled in shaky handwriting on the front. Do not look into the eyes. Avoid eye contact for more than 3 seconds. The rest was redacted, blacked out, like it came straight from Langley or something. The head doctor, Dr. Marcus, handed me a tape. No explanation. Just said, play it before you approve anything. Trust me. I did. And what I heard on that tape still plays in my head at night. I played the tape alone in the back office. Thought it was some kind of psych eval recording. It started with the sound of someone entering a room. You could hear their footsteps echo against the tile. Then, a woman's voice, nervous. She said, "Patient 7 is sitting upright, no restraint, eyes closed." There was a pause, then the sound of her stepping closer. Beginning visual contact. Now. What followed was 20 full seconds of silence, and then chaos. The woman started screaming, but not like she was being attacked. It was different, like her mind snapped. You could hear furniture getting thrown, something slamming against the wall, metal scraping, and her voice? It turned guttural, animal-like. Then a man's voice yelled, "Break contact! Get her out! Do not look at him!" And the tape just stopped. No ending. Just a hard click, like someone yanked the recorder off. That wasn't a patient. That was something else. And still, I had to see Cell 7 for myself. I wasn't supposed to be down there alone. Cell Block D was off limits without clearance, especially after what happened with the nurse. But the camera feeds were glitching again, and I had a key card. Curiosity got the better of me. Cell 7 was at the very end of the corridor. No windows, just a reinforced steel door with a tiny glass slot at eye level. The kind you see in high-security psych wards. I stood there, hand on the doorframe, heart pounding. And then I looked. There was a figure sitting in the corner, knees pulled up, unmoving, head down, no sound, no motion, just still. I stayed quiet. But the second I blinked, he was standing, right in front of the glass. No sound, no motion, just there, inches away. I didn't even see him move. I stumbled back, heart racing, trying not to scream. But even stranger, he wasn't looking at me. He was looking through me, like he saw something behind me that I couldn't see. I turned, nothing. When I looked back, the glass was empty. I checked the footage afterward. There was no figure on the tape, just me, staring into an empty cell like a man losing his mind. But I know what I saw. And when I went to log the report, the system didn't even have a Cell 7 listed anymore. The next morning, I confronted the director of the facility. I asked him straight, why isn't Cell 7 on the system anymore? He didn't flinch, just stared at me for a moment and said, "There is no Cell 7. But I had the footage. I saw it with my own eyes. I described the layout, the exact door placement, even mentioned the flickering light above the entrance. Still, same answer. You're mistaken. There is no cell 7. And there never was. Later that week, when I went back to that lower level, the hallway was sealed off. The entire section had been welded shut with steel plates. No explanation, no work order. No one on site could even tell me who sealed it. When I asked the night nurse, the one who had first told me about Cell 7, she didn't remember the conversation. She barely remembered me. I left that facility 2 weeks later, transferred back to Quantico permanently. But some nights, when things get quiet, I still hear it. That flickering buzz of the hallway light, the sound of bare feet against concrete. And once, I swear, I saw a figure standing in the reflection of my window, just like that night. Same blank stare, same quiet presence. Like it never really left that cell, because it was never really in it. There's one moment I keep replaying in my head. The night the radar showed a man standing still, 400 feet above the ground, with no structure beneath him. I was alone inside a decommissioned military radar station outside Rachel, Nevada, helping cross-reference anomalies near restricted airspace. Nothing ever happened until that night, when something or someone showed up on the screen and then walked up the stairs. Back in early 2000, I was assigned to assist with a quiet little project, a supposedly defunct radar station near Rachel, Nevada. Officially, it was a joint data archival assignment, nothing more. The station hadn't been operational since the mid-'80s, and most of the staff had long since been reassigned or retired. But for some reason, someone upstairs wanted us to check the old systems, radar logs, calibration data, and any anomalies recorded before shutdown. The tower still had power, barely. One generator cycled every couple hours to keep minimal systems running. I was alone most nights, just me, a pile of dust-covered manuals, and the low hum of dying fluorescent lights. The radar equipment wasn't fully offline, just muted, supposedly incapable of picking up anything more than weather interference or random static. Then, one night around 2:13 a.m., the screen flickered. At first, I thought it was just the usual static, but then I saw it. A blip, perfectly still, hovering directly above the canyon edge about 3/4 of a mile away. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't a drone. The return signal was too strong, too human. I zoomed in, expecting it to vanish, but the radar kept locking on. Altitude, 412 feet. Movement, none. Signature, warm, like a person standing on air. I radioed base to confirm whether any aircraft were in the area. No response. Then the radar updated again. The object was moving now, slowly, toward the station. And here's what really got me. The signal wasn't coming in from above. It was descending, step by step, like someone walking, coming down an invisible stairway, straight toward the tower. I watched that blip move closer, not flying, not dropping out of the sky, but descending like it was walking down an invisible slope directly toward the station. At first, I thought it was a glitch in the system. Old hardware sometimes creates false readings, but the radar confirmed it. Altitude decreases steadily. 408 feet, 392, 374. Then it disappeared. Just blinked off the screen. I waited. Nothing. No return signal, no motion, just silence again. I told myself it was over. Probably a software hiccup. I shut down the console, took a breath, and stood to stretch. And then I heard it. 3 slow knocks from the outer service door. Now understand this. That door was heavy, steel reinforced, and the station was surrounded by sand and scrub desert for miles. No one just walked up to it. I froze. The knocks came again. This time, it was softer, like fingertips brushing the metal. There were no windows on that level, just walls and concrete. I checked the cameras, but the feeds were out. Just black screens filled with static. Not one of them is working. I reached for my sidearm, stepped into the main corridor, and flipped the manual lock on the door. Nothing. No sound now. Just the old metal creaking slightly from the desert wind. But when I turned back toward the console room, the monitors were back on. Only now, they were all showing the same thing. Not radar, not video feed, just a single frame. A grainy black and white image of someone or something standing in the middle of the radar room, wearing my clothes, staring at the camera. But I was alone, and the door had never opened. I stood frozen, staring at that image. The figure on the screen looked just like me, down to the patch on the jacket, the way I stood, even the small tear on my left sleeve. But the face, it wasn't right. Too smooth. Like someone had guessed what I looked like and got most of it correct. But the eyes were empty. Just black voids. Then the screen flickered. For a split second, I saw another frame. This time, the figure had moved closer to the camera. Then the image cut to static again. I drew my weapon and slowly cleared every room in the station, one by one. Nothing. No signs of forced entry, no footprints, no open doors. I even checked the roof access. Everything was sealed. I radioed base, but my signal was pure static. That's when I noticed it. The temperature. Freezing cold. Just like in the Jeep case. I could see my breath in the air, and the metal walls had a thin layer of frost. In the middle of the Nevada desert, I made the decision to abandon the station for the night and wait in my truck with the engine running. But as I stepped outside, I saw them. Footprints in the sand, coming from the hills, but not leading back. Just a single trail, like something had arrived, but never left. I followed them for about 50 feet until they simply stopped. Not faded, not washed out. It just ended in the middle of the open desert. I didn't sleep that night. When a backup team arrived the next morning, the station was back to normal. No frost, no strange readings. The monitors? Fine. I pulled the footage from the system, but every file from the previous night was corrupted. All of it. Except one. A 6-second clip. No sound. just the static camera feed from the radar room. And that figure, the one that looked like me, standing perfectly still, then slowly turning toward the lens and smiling. I asked Command to reassign me the next day. I didn't wait for approval. I packed up and left the station for good. Whatever that thing was, it knew me. It was becoming me. And I wasn't about to wait around for it to finish the job.